In this video we'll be covering the new format for the Champions League beginning in the 2024-25 season. We'll be covering the good, the bad and the ugly aspects of the new format. The first thing to notice is that they are increasing the number of teams from 32 to 36. The good thing about this, and in UEFA's own words, is that it gives more teams the chance to test themselves against the best teams in Europe. The bad thing about this is that they are diluting the product by allowing more teams in. Maybe they're going to be subpar and reduce the quality of the contest. And the ugly aspect of this is that with more teams being able to qualify, if one of the so-called elite teams has a bad season, they've still got a chance to creep into the competition. They are redesigning the group stage. No longer will there be in groups of 4 playing against the other 3 teams, once at home and once away, totalling 6 games. Instead, all 36 teams will be in the same league, and they will play 10 games against 10 different opponents. 5 of these games will be at home and 5 of these games will be away. The good thing about the redesign is that we see more variety of the games, and there's also a chance that the better teams will play each other earlier in the contest. The bad thing about the redesign is that with there being more teams and also more games, the likelihood is that a lot of these games will be against inferior opposition. And the ugly aspect of this is that there's less chance of seeing a cup upset. In a traditional cup format where a team gets eliminated after getting beat, anyone can beat anyone in a one-off game, so that an inferior team could knock out one of the best teams, and that adds excitement. However, in a mini-league where they've got 10 games, 1 or 2 bad results may not be so detrimental, so that the better teams still have an increased chance of qualifying for the next round of the competition. In the redesign, the top 8 teams in the league will automatically qualify for a place in the last 16. The teams that finish 9th to 24th will go into a playoff round over 2 legs where they compete to fill the last 8 spots in the round of the last 16. Every team that finishes below will be eliminated from the competition. The good thing about the redesign is that there's more opportunities, because some teams will be desperate to finish in the top 8 so that they don't need to go for the playoffs. Meanwhile, other teams will be desperate to finish in the top 24 just so that they've got a chance of the playoffs so that they can go through to the last 16. The bad thing about this is that a lot of the games will be meaningless. There may only be about 4 teams who are competing for the final few spots in the top 8. Likewise, there might only be about 4 teams competing for the last few spots in the top 24. And this would mean that there's only 8 teams out of the 36 where the games actually mean something. And then there'll be a lot of meaningless games as well, or games where the quality is going to be reduced. If you're guaranteed to finish in the top 8, you might choose to play some of your weaker players and rest some of your star players, thus reducing the quality of these remaining games. And the ugly part about this redesign is that it gives more opportunity to the elite teams who are having a bad season. As you can see, the new Champions League format has some good, bad and ugly features, and only time will tell if this new format proves good for football.